blood is on Joe Biden's hands.
The blood of Americans are now on his hands.
That blood is and will be on Joe Biden's hands, and this Congress will hold him accountable.
Because of the negligence of this administration and the hasty retreat that they led out of Afghanistan, they have left $85 billion worth of American equipment in the hands of our enemy, the Taliban. 75,000 vehicles, over 200 airplanes and helicopters, over 600,000 small arms and light weapons. The Taliban now has more Black Hawk helicopters than 85% of the countries in the world. But it's not just weapons. They have night vision goggles, body armor, and, unbelievably, the Taliban now has biometric devices which have the fingerprints, eye scans, and biographical information of all of the Afghans who helped us and were on our side over the last 20 years. There is no plan by this administration to get those weapons back. There is no plan to account for any of this equipment or these weapons. Let me be very clear. If any American is harmed, injured, or killed and not safely evacuated out of Afghanistan, or if any of these weapons or this military equipment is used to harm, injure, or kill an American now or at any time in the future, the blood is on Joe Biden's hands.
America is going to face Al-Qaeda 3.0. The intelligence community has been clear and has briefed us repeatedly. The Taliban taking over means Al-Qaeda 3.0 comes roaring back. Except now we're in a worse position than we were before 2001. We have no bases in the region. Our local allies are being hunted down as we speak. And as you've heard today, the Taliban are going to be armed to the teeth so that when future American soldiers have to go back in to deal with the problem and deal with the incompetence of this administration, how many are going to die now? Because they're going to have to fight their way through our own equipment, our own damn equipment, to deal with Al-Qaeda 3.0. Are we going to have another Pulse nightclub? Are we going to have another San Bernardino? Are we going to have another 9/11 because of that incompetence? Well, this Congress is going to lead. Our offices right now are operations centers calling gate guards, calling Kabul airport, guiding people through, telling them how to avoid Taliban checkpoints, our own Congress. It's unbelievable, the lack of leadership. So I 100% agree. That blood is and will be on Joe Biden's hands, and this Congress will hold him accountable.
Let me say this to every Afghan veteran. Your service was not in vain. Your service was not in vain. To those children, those Gold Star children and families, your sacrifice protected America from a terrorist attack for 20 years. What happens from now on is on Joe Biden. Just as my colleagues have said, the blood of Americans are now on his hands. The blood of our allies are now on his hands.
They say it's not happening. They say people aren't stranded. A friend of mine came home from Afghanistan about 5 weeks ago, a trauma surgeon, and he got a text from one of his patients who was shot in the leg and has trouble walking right now, who said he's in hiding. He said he got a text from the Taliban that said, "We know who you are. We have all the government data. We're hunting you down. Turn yourself in because we're hunting you down otherwise." His response was, "I'm dead either way."